you all doing today? Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? If you're there, you can respond on the chat box and just tell me how your day is. I'm fine. I'm doing great. Tap fine. Are you doing great? Are you doing okay? So just leave a message in the chat box. All right. Awesome. So I can see some response already. Wonderful. I'm fine. That's awesome. That's good. That's good. That's good. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your feedback. So hopefully today will be a very interesting session. I tend to make it as interesting as possible. So, and also I expect to be getting what feedbacks from everyone here, all right? To know if we're understanding, if we're flowing, if basically I'm carrying you along. So I basically want to carry as many persons along today as I can. So please make sure to give your feedback on the chat box and let me know how you are doing. Good. So someone is watching from Waranda. That's awesome. That's awesome. So who else? I would like to know where you are currently viewing us from. So let me know your current location, the country you are currently on. Watching us from UK, awesome. Ghana, that's nice. So Sweden, Nigeria, awesome, awesome. So we have people from all over the globe. UK, Kenya, that's really awesome. So that's awesome. It's lovely to have you guys here today. Lagos, Nigeria. All right. So how about the rest of us? I have about 29 persons on call now. So what about the rest of us? I'd like to know where we are currently from, watching from. Abuja. Awesome. So nobody's currently from my location. This is unfair. Nobody's on the same location as myself. So just type the location and I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'll send you my email and we'll hang out later on during the week. So no one is currently from my location. Where is your location? No, I want you to mention, I want you to keep saying your location, everybody. When I see someone from my location, I would affirm that, yeah, we're on the same place. So someone's from Germany. That's good. That's good. Welcome, Anastasia from Germany. So welcome. Yeah, I'm currently with Elon Musk in Mars. So I'm currently streaming from Mars, live from Mars. And nobody came with us to Mars. So anyway, all right. So do we know the title of today's session? Oluwaseyi, welcome from Lagos. I would like to know, do you know the title of today's session? Title. So if you know the title, just type it on the chat box. So I want to see those that came prepared. They know why they are here. They know what they are here to see. And they came prepared to what? Get engaged with some knowledge on what exactly. So mention it there on the chat box, the title of today's session. Nobody knows the title of today's session. I don't want to believe this. So mention it on the chat box. All right. Python, someone said Python. Okay. Data visualization. Oh, someone actually sent the poster. All right. So that's good. That's good. So it's lovely to have everyone here. Data visualization. Good. So I'm happy to see that you guys understand the title of today's session. So without wasting much time, I'll just go and share my screen. Okay. And we'll proceed with the session. And while in the session, I'll introduce myself and my colleagues that are here as well. So we have some interesting personality in the session today, and it will be a great pleasure to actually introduce them. All right, so today, as mentioned, we are going to be seeing Python for newbies, okay? Data visualization with Python. So if you are not familiar with Python, if you are not if you're not familiar with any programming language at all, okay? If you're not a tech bro or a tech sis, do not worry, we've got you covered, all right? So today's session is for total beginners and even experienced person. Okay, there might be one or two things you can get from these as well. There will be, of course, okay? So let's go on with the session. Now, before we start, before I introduce myself, I want to introduce Tenalytics. Okay, Tenalytics is the reason why we are all here today. So what is Tenalytics? I know some persons will say this 10 analytics. It's not 10 analytics, okay? It's Tenalytics, all right? Now, Tenalytics is what a leading edtech company focused on providing specialized training in technology skills and delivering comprehensive data consulting service, all right? So we offer a large training on a large variety of data specialization in basically in the whole data ecosystem, all right? Be it data science, data analytics, data engineering, business analyst, financial analyst, scrum master, and so on. So a lot of them are actually listed here, and there are more that we offer. So you can see cybersecurity is here as well, and so on. So our team of instructors from leading global companies like Apple, Microsoft, and so on, they bring a wealth of real life experience and are dedicated to delivering and engaging and what practical learning experience. So that is a key part of one of the things we offer, okay? Practical learning experience. We believe in hands-on experience. So we do not just bombard you with theoretical concepts. We also what lead you on how you can get the hands-on skill that is necessary for you to thrive in what the labor market. All right, so that is it for Tenalytics, and I'll go on to introduce myself. Now, I am a senior data associate at Tenalytics with over half a decade of experience developing machine learning solutions across diverse domains. Now, I have worked on projects that involve working with traditional data science, machine learning operations, natural language processing, computer vision, and so on. And currently, I'm with senior data associate at Analytics, and I'm also working as a data scientist at Amdari, which is a leading prominent startup in the United States. Okay, so I'm also there, and I have come into Analytics as a facilitator to share my experience and to facilitate and help in the development of these data science skills. And I am not here alone. I also have Isosa with me. Now, Isosa is a very brilliant person. He's a seasoned technological professional with over 3 years of diverse experience spanning from data analytics, business analytics, power platform development. Wow, this guy is packed. He has a lot. And more recently, predictive AI engineering. So he is also a facilitator at Analytics, and he facilitates and shares his experience, his knowledge with our students, our participants, okay? So we have interesting persons like Isosa and myself coming here to share our experience today. So Isosa is going to introduce himself later on, and he is going to lead this session at the other half of this session, okay? So let us move on to what we have today. Like I said, it's going to be in 2 sessions, okay? Now, the first session, I'm going to be handling the live coding exercise. All right, here we're doing the Python visualization, okay? And Isosa is going to walk you through some interesting facts about analytics, about the analytics growth internship program, the pathway to becoming data science, and the special offer today. So please make sure you are not missing out on any parts, okay? So we've seen Isosa already. He's an interesting person. You should get to meet him, all right? So I hope you stay here to the very end of this session. Okay. Good. So one thing we always say at Analytics is it always seems impossible until it is done. All right. Now, I know some of us are not experienced with tech-related stuff. So I want to see on the comment section. So I'm going to ask a question. If you have any experience with Python at all, put yes. And if you don't, put no. Okay. I want to see those of us that have experience with Python and those. Okay, Toby says no. Good. No problem. We are here for you. No. All right. I'm seeing a lot of no's, and that is good. That is okay. Basic, no problem at all. All right. I'm going to show you a very interesting fact of Python, and I'll show you that you can actually do Python. You can actually code in Python today. I'm going to show you that you can code in Python today. All right. So good. So from the comment section, I can see that a lot of us do not have experience working with Python, and that is not a problem, all right? Now, we always say this. It always seems impossible as it's done. You might think, oh, I do not have any mathematical background. Oh, I don't have a scientific background. I've never worked with a programming language. I'm not even very good with computers. Can I strive as a data scientist or as a data expert or as a programmer in general? You can, okay? You can. And we're going to share with you some of the testimonies we have here at Analytics, okay? Testimonies from our students. So they are the ones that are going to be giving you, telling you what they did and how they did it, okay? They are going to be sharing with you how they learned this stuff that we are actually teaching here at Analytics. Oops. So hold on, let me share my screen. Okay, so like I said, you are going to be hearing from them. All right. Okay. So it always seems impossible when it is done. So let me just play one of these videos. All right. Just one, and we'll move on to the practical session for today. Just one.
This year, the African Leadership University embarked on the second cohort of the Silicon Valley Global Leadership Program. This program.
Hello everyone, my name is Toyin, and I recently got a job as a benefits analyst in the UK. I've come from a medical background as a pharmacist who is interested in, breaking into tech. My first encounter with analytics was on LinkedIn. I joined one of their masterclass, just one masterclass where Efemina spoke, and it just took that masterclass to convince me. I joined in August, and a month after, I got a job. To be honest with you, every information skill that I was able to apply to get that job, I owe it to Tenalytics. Tenalytics did a great job and is still doing a great job. They groom you and nurture you from the cradle till you become confident. So my advice for you, most importantly, is join. Be integrated into a platform that empowers you and allows you to easily get that first job.
All right. So you've heard from one of our participants that was enrolled as a student in analytics and how she transitioned from a pharmaceutical background to tech. So like I always say, like I mentioned earlier on, it always seems impossible, but it is done until it is done, okay? And we've done it several times. So we have a lot of testimonies, all right? So not to waste too much time, I'm going to just go over the programming aspects of this lecture today. And when Isa comes in, he's going to show you one or two more testimonies from our previous students, okay? So if you do not have any background working in Python, do not worry, okay? What I need for you today is just open up your laptop, turn on your laptops, have your Chrome browser open, and you are going to code along with me, okay? You are going to code along with me. All right. So like I said, open your laptop, make sure your Chrome browser is opened up, and you're going to code along with me. All right. So Google Colab, what is Google Colab? Google Colab. Now, you agree with me that when you want to write, let's say, an essay, you want to write an article or anything that has to do with text, basically, I want to write it and print it out later on. So I go to Microsoft Word to actually type out my essay and print it out. Or let's say you want to cook a food, you have to go to your kitchen to cook. You don't try to cook it in your bedroom. Okay, so basically, what am I driving at? There are specific places where you do specific things. Like for instance, Microsoft Word is designed to handle texts. So you can actually write text on that interface, okay? And use it for whatever you want. Now, Google Colab, on the other hand, is a platform that is designed for writing Python codes. So Google Colab has certain functionalities or certain attributes that enables it to interpret Python code. So today, the code we are going to be writing is going to be on Google Colab. And there's one thing that makes this Google Colab very interesting. What is that thing? Is that the fact that you do not need to install anything. I don't have to install Python. I don't have to install any package. I don't have to install nothing at all. All I need is my laptop and my browser, and I'll be able to access Google Colab and write my code and do whatever I want to do. So that's why I said today we are all going to write Python code. Even if you are not a programmer at all, I'm going to show you in a way that you can perform simple actions with Python, okay? And this is a demonstration of how we simplify this programming concept. This is going to be a demonstration. It's basically just a snippet of a very tiny little bit of what we offer at Analytics, showing you how we simplify Python for easy understanding, okay? Now, you saw the testimonial. She said something that we actually nurture you from the cradle. We take you from ground up. So we actually start from the smallest concept you can think of in Python and build you towards more advanced concept in such a way that you'll be able to learn. You see yourself developing at every phase, okay? You see yourself improving at every phase. All right. Now, Google Colab, let's go back to the topic. Google Colab, like I mentioned, is a platform that enables you to write Python code, and it actually interprets your code for you. So all you need to access Google Colab is just your laptop or your browser and a Google account, okay? A Gmail account, a Google account, okay? I'm sure majority of us here have a Google account, all right? So we're going to be using that today. Now, what is the project we are going to be working on? Before you embark on any project in data science as a whole, we always encourage, we teach basically for you to understand the situation around that project. Okay, for today, we are keeping it very simple. Very simple. So today, the project summary is over here. Now, this is just a case study. In this case study, basically, we will explore and visualize a data set that include information about individual insurance detail. Now, what do we aim to do? We aim to use Python to create visualization that showcase the distribution of age, deductible amounts, gender, and medical condition. Follow me, okay? Please follow me. Don't panic. These are simple stuff, and I'll show you. Yeah, very simple stuff. Now, objective. What is our objective? The things we need to achieve today. We want to visualize age distribution of the individuals. Analyze the distribution of deductible amounts. Explore gender distribution, and examine the distribution of different medical conditions. Fine. Now let's just keep that at the back of your mind, okay? Do not panic, like I said. Let's move over to the next one. Now we have a dictionary that contains first name, we have a data set, okay? A tabular data, like the spreadsheet you see on your Excel, is a tabular data that contains first name, the last name, the age, the gender, medical condition, premium amount, and deductible amount. So these are the columns, the individual columns on our data. And you will see them, okay? You see how we can bring our data from our local machine, be it our laptop, over to Google Colab and start analyzing and start carrying out our visualization. So make sure you have the data set downloaded, okay? This data set was shared in the reminder email that was sent to everyone. It was shared with you. Okay, make sure you've downloaded the data set and you are going to use it to program with me. All right, good. So what is the next phase? You can guess what the next phase is. Okay, what's the next phase? Let's get started. Enough of the talk. Let's get started. So that is the next phase. All right, good. So currently I am on my Chrome browser. As you can see, like I said, all you need is a browser. So follow me, guys. I want to open up my Google Colab and start writing Python codes. So I'll just go to a new tab. I'll create a new tab now, all right? So what do I have to write here? Just type in Google Colab. Okay, it's already suggesting it for me, but no problem. Google Colab. Sorry. Okay, Google Colab, all right? Just type in Google Colab, as simple as it is, and Google search. So these would all pop up multiple options for you, of course, okay? So when you see this welcome to Colab, just click on that particular link. Welcome to Colab, all right? Welcome to Colab. Okay, so because I have a lot of, I've actually performed a lot here on Google Colab, it's showing me my recent history, so I'll just cancel this, all right? So if this is what you're seeing, you are in the right place. You are currently on Google Colab, okay? So give me a thumbs up if you have opened up your Google Colab, what you're seeing right now. Give me a thumbs up if you've done this right now. Well, basically just put yes on the chat box, yes, no, yes on the chat box, okay? To let me know you're following. All right, so please, I want us to engage. I want it to be a conversation between the both of us, between myself and everyone here, okay? I want to know how much we are following. All right, so we have Google Colab open, fine. What next do? We need to create what is called a notebook. A what? Notebook. So I'll click on file over here, and you see new notebook in Drive. When you click on file, new notebook in Drive, click on that new notebook in Drive, and it will automatically open up a new tab for you that we can work on. Good. So this is a very simple interface. Okay, it's coming up. A simple interface for us to write our code. So I can start writing. I'll just write gibberish. I can start writing my Python codes now over here. Okay, you can download it in Excel or CSV, whatever version. Okay, whatever version you want to download it, you can download it in Excel or CSV. Okay, Excel or CSV, we can read in any of those two. All right, good. So now we are currently in Google Colab. Okay, someone said I'm too fast. I haven't started anything. Okay, so when you open your Google Colab like this, when you type in Google Colab and it opens up like this, all right, click on File and go to New Notebook in Drive. New Notebook in Drive. Okay, Ada, hope you've done that now. All right, please, if you're lost, let me know where you are so I can come and get you. Okay, so click on New Notebook in Drive and it will open up this new tab for you. So this is where we are, all right? Good. So now I want to show us how we can bring in our data sets. Our data set is downloaded. It's not on our laptop. Yes, it's on our laptop now. How do we bring it here? Because that's the data we want to use to carry out our visualization. How do we bring it here? Okay, so I'll click on this. You see this box here, this folder box here. Just click on it and it will expand like this. Okay, when you click on it, it will expand like this. Good. So I'll go to my laptop now where I have the data set saved. So this is the data set on my laptop. So this is just my laptop folder, okay? People can see that. Okay, this is just my laptop folder where I have the data set saved, all right? So this, I'm going to drag I'm going to bring up that folder, this folder right now. The data set is saved here. So I'm going to drag the data sets and put it and just release it on this space here. So see what I'll do. I'll left click to hold and drag. Just bring it here. Okay? And release your left click on your mouse. Okay? Release your left click and just click OK. Now the data set is here. All right? Hope we're following now. Hope we are all following. Hope we're all following. All right, so give me a yes or no on the comment section. All right, do that again. All right, I'll do it again. So let me delete this one. Okay, so this is data right here on my folder, okay? On my folder. So this is the folder. I just minimize this so I can drag and drop here, okay? So you want to left click, okay? Left click, hold your left click when you hold your left click and drag it like you want to move it. You know the way you move files on your computer, like you want to move it. Move it down here now and drop. All right? But first, I make sure this place is open. You click this box to open it, okay? You drag and drop it. All right? Hope we're following. Hope we're following. Okay, Musa, give me a feedback if you've done that now, okay? Good. So before we go on with the programming, I'll just explain briefly. Now, what is data? This data, we call ourselves data scientists, data analysts. What is a data? Okay, I'll just give a brief explanation. Okay, data is considered as what? A raw fact or figure that are collected from various sources which can be processed, analyzed. Okay, it can be processed, analyzed, and used to gain insights, make decision, and drive action. So that's just the definition. So see it as a raw information to analyze. Okay, raw information that we can analyze. So Kenneth, just Google Google Colab. Okay, don't worry. If you perform this action that I just did, don't worry, you see how we can use our codes to bring it over here. Okay, so you see the name of the file I dragged and dropped is appearing here now. Okay. Okay, it's appearing here now. All right, it's just appearing here. So we are going to work on it. So can I just Google Colab, Google Colab. All right. Google Colab. All right. I click on this. Welcome to Colab. Click on it. All right. To take you to a new page. Okay, let me close whatever is appearing here. To take you to this page. Then you can click on File and New Notebook in Drive. New Notebook in Drive. Okay. New Notebook in Drive, and it will bring you to something like this point. It will bring you to something around here. All right. Good. So for those of us that can't code along, if you can't code along, okay, yes, we have to be conscious of time. So if you can't code along, this recording will be provided to you, all right? And you can do it and follow the steps, okay? But if you are too far behind, no problem. The recording will be provided to you and you can code along myself and get the same results, all right? So you won't be left behind anyway. Okay, so now, I want to start coding in Python. So there are certain Python packages. They are like tools, all right, that can help us analyze our data or visualize it. Okay, so you understand when we say visualize, we just want to create a graphical representation of our data. We want to use to represent our data in graphical formats to see the information in that data. Okay, good. So now there are certain tools we have that can help us perform these actions. So we are going to start importing those tools. So I'll write imports now, pandas. Okay, I'm writing import pandas, okay, as PD. All right, import pandas as PD. Don't worry, the recording will be provided to you. Okay, we'll communicate that later on the session. So let's just keep going now. Okay, you'll get that later on the session. Okay, so first package we are importing is pandas. Pandas, like Kung Fu Panda. We are importing it as PD, so that we don't always have to mention pandas all the time. We can now say PD. And whenever I say PD, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, import pandas are PD. So I say import Seaborn. Okay, Seaborn as SNS. All right, import Seaborn as SNS. And then last one is to import matplotlib.pyplot. Okay, that one is a bit long, right? matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Simple. And now, for me to run my code now, all I have to do is click this play button on the side. They are packages, okay? They are packages. It's like if you go to your first aid toolbox now, you might see, let's say cotton wool, glucose, and those first aid tools, basically. So same way in Python, we have certain packages that are required for you to handle data, okay? So these are the names of the packages. They were developed by, okay, they are packages, all right? So let's just run it. Okay, so when you click on this play button, it will import this package for you. Now it's time for us now to start using this package, okay? It's time for us to start using this package. Now, so I need to create more areas where I can write more codes, okay? So I'll just go to this code button over here and click on it. One has appeared. I'll click on it again. I need more, okay? Good. Now we have a lot. Good. So now I can start performing. So first thing I want to write is I want to import my data to this environment. And this environment, importing my data to this environment, I want that data to have a name. Okay, I want that data to have a name. So the name that I want to call it is data. That's simple. So I say data is equal to, so what is data? Equal to. So now it's time for us to use pandas to read this data to this environment. We want to use pandas to read it. So I'll say, instead of me to write pandas in full, because we imported pandas as PD, I cannot write just PD now, and Python will know that I'm referring to pandas. So I'll write PD dot read underscore Excel. Why am I writing Excel? It's because my data is in Excel format. So if your data is in CSV format, you write PD.read CSV. That's simple. So my data is in Excel format, so I write Excel. All right. Now I want to read Excel. So inside this box now, I have to specify where is the data I want to read. So I'll come over here. You see this button on this data, click on it and go towards copy paths. Click on copy paths. So I've copied the path that leads towards that data. That's what I've done. So I'll come in here, okay, inside this bracket now, put quotation and paste that path in there. So how did I copy it? I clicked here and clicked on copy paths. I came down here and did Control and V on my keyboard to just paste it, okay? So it was like this, put quotation and hold Control and press V to paste it. So like I said, if your data is in CSV format, make sure your own is read underscore CSV. Mine is in Excel format, so I write read underscore Excel. So when I run this now, Finally, my data has what come to this environment. Okay. So when I write data dots, so each time I say data, it understands that is this data that I read into this environment that I'm referring to. I write data dot head. What does dot head mean? The head of the data, the top of the data, the first few rows of the data. That's simple. So our data has a lot of rows and a lot of columns. So I just want to see the first 5 rows. So I'm writing data.head and I will click on what? This run button here. And what did it just show me? It showed me what? The first 5 rows of what? Of my data. The first 5 rows of my data. I see row 1 to what? 5. All right? Good. So we can see all the columns that we saw what on our slide. We have first name, last name, age, gender, medical condition, premium amount, deductible amount, and so on. Python is very easy to work with. If you're saying PD not defined, you probably did not write import pandas as PD. You need to run this. Make sure you run this line before running the other one. We are running it in sequential order. You need to run one before you run the other one. So click on this run. It's saying it's not defined because it doesn't, you've not, good. Okay, now you said, okay, thank you very much. Good. So now I need to see what, I want to see what the bottom of the data. So I write data.tail and put what brackets. When I run it, to show me the last 5 rows of what the data. So my data span to about row 999, which is 1000 anyway, because we started from 0. Okay, we started counting from 0. So good, we have a very small data set here that we are going to start working with. All right, fine. Now let's move on. So what is the first task for us to perform today? The first task. So I'm going to label this part now. Let me just put a text here, okay? You don't have to do this, but it's just a label I want to put. So I'll write what's numerical data visualization, okay? Good. So when you look at this data, some of them are written in text and some are in numbers. Age is a number, name is in text, okay? If you want to import, just simply write this code that I wrote here. So I'll copy this code to the chat box, okay? Like I said, this data will be provided to you. The video will be provided to you as well. You can always do this in your spare time and you can always just rewatch it and as many times as you want, okay? So now, what do I mean by numerical data? Those set of data that are numbers, like age, for instance, is a number. Premium account is a number. Deductible amount is a number. So those are the type of data we call numerical data. All right? Good. Now, I want to visualize numerical data with what? Seaborn. So Seaborn and Matplotlib are tools that help us for visualization. Okay? Now, we've used pandas to load our data here. Now, I want to use Seaborn to visualize it. Let's go on now and do that. So what do? I write what? SNS, because I imported Seaborn as SNS. So I don't always have to write Seaborn in full. I'll just write SNS dot what? Hist plot. Hist plot stands for what? Histogram plot. Very simple to understand. Python is not difficult. You want to plot an histogram, you're writing hist plot. So we're plotting a histogram to see the distribution of what? Age in our data. Okay? So what do I write in here? So since I've said I want to plot his plot, I need to describe what Python we use to create our his plots. So the first thing I'm going to tell Python is, first, use what? Data square bracket, and I write what? Age. So I'm telling you to go to this data set and go to the age column. See, I put age in quotation, take notes. So I'm saying go to this data and go to the age column and use that to create a histogram for me. Very simple to understand. So when I run this now, you see my histogram would appear. Simple. Showing the distribution of age. Very easy. Okay? Now, there are several things we can also do to this histogram. Now, I can describe how I want the plot to look. I can describe that, oh, I want the plot to have a color of this. I want to have more bars, okay? These bars are called bins, okay? We call them bins, okay? So I can say I want to have more than the number that here. I will specify the number of bins I want to see. Specify the color I want to see. Very easy. So now, how do I do that? I'll come inside this bracket here. Put comma and say, you know what? Make the color equal to what? In quotation, I'll write green. When I run this, it's now green. Simple. If I want to have more bins, I'll put another comma here and say, you know what, make the bins be equal to what? 20 bins. Give me 20 bins. And when I click run, you see 20 bins here. Very easy to use. So with this now, we can see the distribution of age. Seeing that for ages below 30, we tend to have more, and ages above 80, we tend to have a lot. But in between there, we have what? A lesser number of age appearing on our data sets. Very simple understanding, okay? So with this, we can see how the distribution is. So in our course program, we explain to you all these statistical concepts from the scratch, okay? Bins are just these bars you are seeing here, okay? Just these bars, they're called bins, okay? Each of them is a bin, okay? Good. So this is the histogram, okay? This is a histogram showing us how the age is distributed, all right? Now let's move on without wasting much time. Let's move on and do other type of visualization. We've seen that we can we've seen the distribution of age. Let's go on and see how we can use another type of visualization to see our data. All right. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to use Seaborn as well. So I write SNS dot what am I writing? I want to create what is called a box plot. I'm sure some of us here might understand this histogram, okay? Okay, but box plot might be new to a lot of us here. And I'll show you what box plot is and how to interpret it. So now, when I wanted to create histogram, I said hist plots. Now that I want to create box plots, what do I write? I write box plots. Very easy. Python is too easy. So now, similar to what we did over here, I specified the data column I want to use, specify the color and other features I want the visualization to have, the histogram to have. I can also do that here. So now I'll say, no, you know what? This time around, go to my data and go to this deductible amount. I'll come here, copy the name, Control-C to copy. Or if you can write it exactly the way it is written there, make sure you spell it exactly the way it is written there. I'm putting a quotation. I write deductible amount. So I want to create a box plot with deductible amounts. So when I run this now, box plot has appeared. Very easy to use. But now this box plot is arranged in a vertical order. Now I want it to be horizontal. I can also specify that inside the code. Okay, so it's like you are describing what you want to Python and it's doing it for you. That's why I said these are tools that will help us do it. I don't have to write the code from scratch. There are tools that will just help you do it, okay? All you have to do is describe to that tool what you need. So now I'll say, you know what? Change the orientation of this plot from vertical to horizontal. So how do we change the orientation? I'll write orient equal to, in quotation, I'll put H and run. See now, it is no longer vertical, it is now horizontal. H stands for horizontal. That's simple. So I can also change the color. You know what? I want to make the color red. So I'll say color. Don't forget this comma, all right? All these comma are very necessary, okay? They are very important in Python language, okay? So color is equal to what? All right, color equal to what? Red this time around, and run it. See, now we have a red box plot. Very simple to create. It is very simple to create. So how many of us are seeing how easy it is to do Python? If you see it out there, it's very easy to work with Python. Like I want to create box plots. I'm saying box plots. I want the color to be red. I'm saying color equal to red. I want the orientation to be what? Horizontal. I'm saying what? Orient equal to H. Okay? Very easy to use. So give me your feedback on the chat box. Let me see what your feedbacks are like. Okay. Let me see how you are following along with this code I'm writing and how you are understanding them. Okay. Smooth sailing, impressive, good, very easy. Okay. Now these are basic. I'll be honest, these are basic visualizations. Analytics will show you how to create more complex, interesting, sweeter visualizations that you can use to get more insights from your data. So how do we interpret this box plot? That's the question now. So deductible amounts is what we are visualizing here. How do we interpret it? Now this box plot shows you every quarter of your data. What do I mean by quarter? You see the way we have the first quarter of the year, the second quarter of the year, the third quarter of the year, is when you divide it into 4 equal parts. Now, this is telling me that 25% of my data, of my deductible amount, is between these points and these points. So the another 25% is between these points where my cursor is and this center, middle year. Another 25%, which is the third quarter, is between this point and this point. And the last quarter is from here to the end. That's simple to interpret. So it means that 50% of my data or the deductible amount lie from 0, okay, let's say above 0 or close to 0 to what, let's say 2,000 and what, 500. This is in between 2,300, 2,500, okay? 2,500. So you see the box plots can easily show you how your data is distributed. Now, if, for instance, we had more of our data between this point and this point, you'd have seen this box at the middle with shifts closer to this point, and you see a very long line at the end. So there are different ways we can interpret box plots, okay? There are different ways it can show you how the distribution of your numerical data is. Very easy to interpret, all right? Like I said, it's just a snippet of what we offer at analytics. It's just a snippet. Now, at analytics, we don't go straight to data visualization. We take you from the core principles of Python, the core Python language. It's like when you want to learn French. Let's say you want to learn French from the scratch. You learn the basics of French before you start going into some more complex, writing complex sentences in French or reading French and so on, basically. So we'll take you from the basics, from the bottom to the top, okay? Good. We've seen box plot. Now let's go on now to what we call to the next phase, which we call categorical data visualization. All right, good. So what do I mean by categorical data visualization? Let me just display my data here again. Data.head. This data.head is the same code I ran the first time. Okay, don't get confused. Data.head. So you can run that each time you want to see your data set again. So good. Like I said, we have basically text and some are numbers. For instance, first name is a text, last name is text, age is number, gender is number, and so on. So categorical data sets are basically let me just put it in the simplest form, okay? They are those that are not text, but they are numbers. Those are not numbers, but are text, okay? That is the watered down definition of what categorical data are, okay? So let's, for the purpose of this class, let's assume that all the text we are seeing here are categorical data. Now I want to visualize the distribution of some of them. That's why I said categorical data visualization. So I'm done with the numerical ones, the ones that are numbers, like age and deductible amounts, okay? So I can do the same with premium amounts, but we don't have time, so let's just go over to the other type, okay? Good. So now we want to see something like, for instance, gender, okay? Let me remove this head I have over here so that to display the entire data for me. So this is the entire data, okay? Looking at this, and there are plenty more here, basically, is 1,000 rows. So looking at 1,000 rows of data, will you be able to manually tell which gender is more and which one is the least? Can you boldly beat your chest and say, I have more females in this data set and I have more males? Looking at 1,000 rows, that is an equivalent task. You have to start with counting all the females you've seen and all the males. No, that's too stressful. So that's why we can easily use visualization to see it, okay? So now let's go on and see how the gender is distributed. What gender do we have more? So now I want to create what is called a pie chart. A pie chart, very simple to create. All right. So how do I do this? First, I need to count how many genders, how many females I have, and how many males I have. Okay. That is the step you have to do when you want to first create a pie chart. So how do we do this now? I'll just call it into this name here. I'll save it inside this name, okay? Inside this variable name, okay? I'm saving the value inside this name called gender count. You can use whatever name you want to use, okay? Good. So I'm saying equal to, now I want to write the code that will show me how many genders I have, how many female I have, and how many male I have, okay? So how do I do it? Data, square brackets, I'm telling Python now, go to my data and go to the column called what? Gender. So in quotation now, I'll write gender. I'll come out, I write what? Dots, value what? Counts. Value counts. Don't forget this S, okay? Value counts. You must write it Python code as it is. Python is very strict with what? Spelling errors and capitalization errors. So you must write it exactly the way it is. Value counts and put brackets and run. Now, what have I done? What have I done here? I just saved something inside this name called gender counts. That's why I put equal to sign here. I just saved something inside. Now, let's see what is inside there. Let me display what is inside there. So I write gender underscore counts. So when I run this now, it will show me what's inside there. Good. So I have female. I have what? 504 females. And I have what? 496 males. So we've not even started creating the pie chart, and we can already see which one is more. Okay? All right, Yvonne, follow me. This is what I'm saying. I'll go over it again. So I said, first thing I want to do is I want to see what, among the gender, I want to see which one is more. I want to see the frequency of each gender. What do I mean by frequency? How many times did male appear and how many times did female appear? That's what I want to see. Okay, Iyama, if you join late, not to worry, all right? Just make sure you fill the form. Make sure you fill that form on the comment section. And this recording will be provided to you. Okay, the recording of this session from start to finish. Good. So Yvonne, follow me, all right? Now, I want to see the count of what, how many males I have and how many females I have. So I want to save those values inside what gender counts. So you can write whatever you want here, whatever name you want to save it in. It's like saving a folder. You're writing the name you want to save that folder in, okay? Or saving a file, okay? Now, I'm saying you have to write the syntax, data, square bracket, gender. This is like saying, go to the gender column on my data. No, this is data. I say this is data. So I'm saying go to data and go to the gender column and do what? That's why I'm writing dot value counts. Do a count of each of the unique what values I have in that column. So it automatically counted all of them for me. And the results saved inside his name, gender counts. So to see what was saved inside his name, I created what? A new cell. So you can create a new cell by clicking this code button here to create new cells for you. And I wrote the name that I saved it. So let me see what is inside that name. Paste it here and run. See now, I have female 504 and male 496. Very easy. Okay. Now we have to plot our words. We have to plot our words pie chart. I'll go back to the top now. Remember when we imported some packages, we've seen how we've used pandas. We called pandas PD. Okay, we called Seaborn SNS, and we called matplotlib.pyplot, a very long name, matplotlib.pyplot. We called it what? PLT. So I don't have to write this entire thing. All I have to do is write PLT, and Python will know that I'm referring to what? Matplotlib.pyplot. Okay, good. So I want to use matplotlib now. I'll scroll down now. Good. So I'll say PLT.figure. What am I doing, first of all? What does this mean? I'm trying to create a frame. It's like you want to create a picture frame. What do I mean? Let me scroll back to the earlier visualization we created. It was created what? In a frame. You see this frame? That's the figure. So I want to show us how we can adjust the figure size. So I'm saying PLT.figure, and I'll open a bracket. I'll say my fig size. Fig size stands for what? Figure size. So my figure size should have a what? Dimension or a length of 8 and a breadth of 6. So it should be 8 meters long or whatever dimension they are using to calculate, maybe pixels, okay, long and 6 pixels wide, okay? So like specify the length and the breadth of what? Your frame. That's what I just did here. Very simple stuff. I'll press enter to go underneath it. Tap enter to go to the next line, okay? Now what do? I'll write plt.py. .py to what? Create what? A pie chart. .py to create a pie chart. Very simple. Good. So plt.py, and I'll put a bracket. Now, what column do I want to create a pie chart for? It is what? I want to create a pie chart using what? This gender counts. Since I know the number of males, number of females, I'm going to use it now to create a pie chart. So I'll copy this gender count, or you can just simply come here and we'll write its gender underscore counts. Okay? Very simple. I'll put comma. What am I doing now? Okay, let me run this first for us to see. Let me run this. Good. So see our pie chart. But this pie chart is very plain. Is blue representing male or is it representing female? We don't know. Is this orange color representing male or representing female? We still do not know. So we need to put a label for it to use, okay? Now the label it should use is, now let me give you a hint. You see on the results of this gender count, follow me guys, the results. We have what? Female with a count of 504 and male, excuse me, with a count of 496. Now, this male and female is the index of this gender count. And this, what we are seeing over here, are the values of this gender count. Okay? These are the index and the value. Index and value of this gender count. Good. So I'm going to use that now to label this. So I'll come here inside my plt.py, I'll put a comma and say I want my labels to be equal to what? Gender count, gender underscore what? Counts dot index. Okay, yes, I'm going to come over again. So this 8 by 6 is basically the size of the figure. The size of the figure. Okay, what do I mean by figure? The size of this frame. So it's basically what I can use to adjust how big or small this is going to appear. So if I should increase it now from 8 by 6, let me say to what 50 by 6, let's run that. It's going to be a lot bigger. Hold on, let me do plt.show. Yes, how did I know what size to use? So I'm just picking any arbitrary size, okay? Pick any number. If it's too large, you can reduce it. If it's too small, you can what? Increase it. Okay, that's just the idea to use. All right? If it's too large, you can reduce it. If it's too small. So you see, I increased to 50 by 50, and you can see how large it is. So I don't need to be told that I need to reduce this to, let's say, something like 10 by 10. 10 by 10. So if it's too large, you can reduce it. So you just pick any side at random. So this is still a bit large. So I'll just make it 8, or let's say 6 by 6, okay? Good, this is okay. So what did I do over here? I did labels is equal to gender counts dot index. I said the index is what? This is what I have here, this male, female, and male. And these are the values of gender counts. So when I did dot index, it called out what? This female and this male I have over here. That's what it just did. That's why you can see now on the pie chart, I now have what? Female as the blue part, male as the orange part. Now I know what belongs to what. But there are more things we can do here, all right? There are more things we can do here. So I'll put a comma and I want to see what percentage does female occupy in this entire thing, and what percentage does male occupy. Why is it almost looking like they are equal? I want to see the value. So how do you do that? You put a comma inside the plt.pie chart and do what? Auto what? PCT, standing for percentage, and put your equal to sign. Auto PCT, standing for auto percentage. So I'm going to write this code over here. Okay, is what you can use to get the percentage. So I write percentage 1.1 F. So this is basically a code that tells Python the format you want the percentage to be written in. Okay, so just write what I wrote exactly here. Okay, this is a format. It's part of the syntax. So I'm going to put it on the chat box there. Okay, in case you're coding alongside myself. So this will tell you this is what will tell Python the format to write the percentage in 2 decimal places. Okay, so when I run this now, good. So now you can see that female is 50.4%, male is 49.6%. They are almost equal. They are not exactly equal. Almost equal. All right. So what can we do here? Can we also adjust the color same way we adjusted the color for our box plot and histogram plot? Yes, we can. I'll put a comma this time. And what am I going to do? I'll write colors is equal to what? I'll put a square bracket because I want to give female a different color and I want to give male a different color. So I'll say female should be what? Sky blue. Hold on. Female should be what? Put quotation and write what? Sky blue. Okay. Then I put comma and male should be what? Let me say red. And run this. Yeah, somebody wanting pink. Okay. If you want pink, write pink. Good. So this is your visualization. Clean and sweet. Okay, easy to work with. So now our visualization, one more thing I want to do. One more thing I want to do is I want to add what? A title to this plot. Now, all this I did not do for the earlier ones. So because I was building it up, I was taking it step by step. You can also do it for the other ones. Okay. So I want to add a title to this plot so that whoever comes in here will know what the plot means. So I'll press enter and write plt.title. Open brackets and write what's gender distribution. Okay, gender distribution. See gender distribution on top is female 50.4, male 49.6. Easy to create. So the more arguments, the more the stuff you want to add to these charts, the more arguments, that's what we call it anyway. It's like you try to describe the characteristics of the chart you want to plot. You'll be writing them in here. For instance, I wrote the percentage because I wanted to see the percentage value. I wrote the color because I wanted to see the color. I wrote the label because I want to see the label, and so on. There are more things that you can do to it. Very easy to create. Okay, good. So we have one more visualization to create before what? Yeah, the square might not always appear. Okay, it doesn't always appear. All right, but it just adjusts the size of that frame. It's just adjusting the size of that frame. Okay, the size. You see, when I increase the size, it was a lot bigger. Yes, okay. When I increase the size, it was a lot bigger, and when I reduce the size, it was smaller. So now someone is asking, is it exactly what we want that we type? Okay, no. Now there are limitations to what you can do to these pie charts. All right. That is the reason why you should know. Okay, when we teach you Python, we teach you how much you can do to this, for instance, this particular pie chart, so that when you want to create a pie chart in a specific way, you can choose to create in that way. So not that I can make my pie chart start floating and start rolling and just make it dynamic and interactive. No, there are limitations to what you can do depending on the tool you are using. For instance, we are using tool like what? We are using tool that is called what? Matplotlib. So Matplotlib has its own limitation. All right, good. So I just put the syntax again. Okay, and then you can see it there on the chat box over again. Okay, so one more, we've done we don't have much time again, so I just create one more chart before we go. Okay, this time around what I want to create is what's a bar chart. A bar chart. Okay, all right, so let me go on and create that. Thought I saw something on the comment section. Okay, so I want to create a bar chart now, and this bar chart is going to be what? On what? The medical condition. So when we have different medical condition, we want to see which condition is more and which is least. Okay, are we more of diabetes case, more of asthma or hypertensive case? So which is more and which is least? That's what we want to see. Okay, and it's very simple, similar to the steps we've been carrying out all this while. So I'll create more code, like more cells where I can write more codes. Okay, good. So just the way we did values count for that pie chart, you have to do it again for this bar chart as well. Okay, so I'll write medical condition underscore counts is equal to data. Now, square brackets, medical condition. So I'm saying go to my data and go to the medical condition column and do what? Dot value, the same value count. We have seen this value count twice now. Value count again. Now let's see what is saved inside this name now. Because I did, this name is equal to this. Now let's see what is saved inside that name. All right. Let's see what is saved inside his name. Okay, good. So inside his name, now we have the different medical condition, asthma appearing 351 times, hypertension appearing what? 326 times, and diabetes appearing what? 323 times. So now tell me, if I can see the frequency, is there any need for me to create a visualization for this? I can already see the count of asthma, hypertension, and diabetes. Why do I need to create a visualization? One simple reason, because visualizations are easier to interpret. I don't have to be comparing the numbers. By looking at it, I can tell which is more. It is easier to interpret, okay? It is easier to what interpret. All right? Please just hold on and I'll answer your question when I'm done. All right? Okay, good. Now let's go on now to create this bar chart. So I write SNS dots. So I want to use Seaborn this time around. But Seaborn has what's called bar plots. So we saw his plots in Seaborn. We saw box plots. Now we are seeing bar plots. So I'll put a square bracket now. I'll say what? Now my bar chart, I want my x-axis to be what? Medical what? Condition counts dot index. What do I mean? The label of my x-axis should be what? These names, these respective names: asthma, hypertension, and diabetes. Those are the names. Those should be the label on my x-axis. So what should I have on my y-axis? My y-axis should be a bar plot that corresponds to these values I have here. So I told you this was index and this is values. I told you guys that this is index, this is values. So now, since I've written medical condition dot index, now what I now want on my y-axis should be what? Medical condition count dot what? Values. Now let's run this. Simple bar charts. Simple bar charts. Okay, good. Now what do I mean by x-axis and y-axis? X-axis is this bottom line, the horizontal line, and your y-axis is the vertical line. Okay, so the x-axis are the names, as you can see. The y-axis are the numbers. All right, good, very easy. So what I can also do now is adjust the color, and I'll do colors. Color is equal to what? I want to make the color brown. I run it. Now we have a brown. So very simple to what? Create. Very simple to what? Create. So someone is asking a question, why single inverted comma now instead of double W? Okay, W used before. Okay, so Kenneth, just specify the particular point. I'll answer your question and I'm done. Okay. No, can't I do just dot counts? Okay. Now the thing is, Python has what we call syntax. Syntax is the language. You need to what? You need to use Python language for you to know what you are talking about. Okay. So we do not define the language. We only use the language to what? Perform an action. Okay. So when you are learning Python, you tend to learn the syntax alongside. All right. The syntax alongside. All right. So someone is saying for medical condition. Where did I use double commas initially? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean, Kenneth, anyway. Just be specific. I'll answer your question and I'll hand over to. So just be specific what you mean and I'll answer your question. All right. Okay, so I'm not getting more questions. All right, so I'm still waiting for Kenneth's response. But anyway, so it is that easy for us to create a visualization in Python. So give me a thumbs up if you follow this session. Now, this video is going to be provided to you. You can always learn from it, code alongside with it, okay? And like I said, this is a snippet of what we offer at Analytics. Now, at Analytics, we don't jump straight up to it's not inverted commas, they are quotations. I don't know if this is what you guys are talking about. Okay, quotations, and you can use either single quotation or double quotation. Okay, you can use any of that. All right, so good. Now I said that this is a snippet of what we offer at Analytics, and my colleague Isosa is going to give what's more insight on that. So you can use single quotation or double quotation. All right. So if you follow through with this session, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up on the comment section. Give me a yes, a no, yes. Tell me how you feel about the programming session. Awesome, 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 awesome. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you very much. So sit back, and we have more things to actually what display to you today. So sit back, please do not go. So when I introduced Isosa, we saw that he's a very interesting person. Now he's going to what lecture us today. So hand over to Isosa. Isosa, welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, hello, Precious, and hello, everyone. So I'm not lecturing you guys, okay? Just to clarify, and I hope we're fine. I hope we're good. So Precious is taking us through the rudiments of Python. He's taking us through the basics, the first things that we need, the first couple of things that we need to do when we are trying to use Python for data visualization, and that's fantastic, absolutely amazing. I learned a lot. Okay, so of course I know I'm experienced in the industry, but I still learned a lot, just like you mentioned at the start of the session, that even if you have knowledge about Python or you don't, you would still be learning, and which of course I did learn. So thank you very much, Precious. Okay, so we are going to be having fun. All right, in the next couple of minutes, yeah. In the next couple of minutes, we're going to be having fun. We are going to have a discussion. We are going to communicate, and we're going to get excited on, based on something that I'm going to show to you guys, that I'm going to introduce to you. I'm Aisha, sir. Aisha Sagbalaho, as you can see from my name tag. So Precious talked a bit about me, at the start of the session. I'm a lead at Analytics, and I'm experienced in, business analysis, data analytics, predictive AI engineering, power platform development, a bunch of other things. I'm currently learning French as well. All right. And probably before the end of the year, I'll be very, very much conversational, in French. Okay, but that's just a fun fact. Enough about me. Something I would like to, I would like to get a response on something. I would like to understand, where we are coming from, because there's while Precious was going ahead, showing us what Python is all about, all of those things, how we can use Python for data visualization. I began to wonder, and I thought, would you guys be interested in something? If you want this, just send a yes to the chat box, and then if you don't want this, send a no to the chat box. I'll tell you what you should want or you should not want. Okay, so I'm going to tell it to you soon. But now, all right, so I can already say yes. Okay, so EMA says yes, and Damien says yes, and you guys have not even heard what I have to say. Okay. Okay, but that's great. That's great. I love the enthusiasm. So I can say yes, 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 yes. Okay, but really, what is this thing? Let's wait a bit. Okay, let's listen to what Aisha has to say. Okay, all right. Okay, would you want to have a job? Would you want to have a role? Would you want to work in, have a job role that you are paid well? So do you want a job that offers good pay? Not just good pay, remote work opportunities. Not just you working remotely, you have good work-life balance. Not just that, you can get your needs, and most especially your wants, all right? Because of course you can get your needs, you can afford clothing, food, clothing, food, and shelter. Yeah, so those are the basic needs, right? But it's what in life you also want to be able to get, your wants. You also want to be able to get that Porsche. All right, you can get that that shoe that cost those pair of shoes that cost about, let's say, $1,500. Okay, you want those kind of things. And do you also want a role that gives you a superpower? I would rephrase, okay? I said, do you want a job role that pays well? A job role that, gives you remote work opportunities? A job role that gives you good work-life balance? And a job role that enables you get your needs and also your wants. And one more thing, a job role that gives you a superpower, a job role that makes you become a superhero. Okay, do you want that? So I can say yes. Even before I mentioned this, I had a lot of yes on the chat box. So Chidima says, "Sign me up, please." Okay, so Chidima, just hold up, Okay, stay with me. I'll take you through all you need to do. All right. What about the rest of us? Do we want this? Is this something that we think especially taking a look at the fact that the job role will grant you a superpower? You become a superhero, all right? So just okay. So I can see yes. So Iyama says yes. What about the rest of us? All right, what about the rest of us? Because we are over 50 on the call. I need more responses. I want to know. Who knows? Maybe there's something I have in store for you at the end of the session for those that actually, that are responding. Say that yes or a no. Okay. All right. So we want that. We want all of those things. And data science offers all of these things I just mentioned. Now you might be wondering, you talked about a job role that gives you superpowers. How does being a data scientist give the superpowers? As a data scientist, you can travel in time. As a data scientist, you can have, just like the Terminator, or all those time travel movies where there's this time machine and then you get into the capsule and then you move to the future. Data science actually offers that. Okay, as a data scientist, you become a superhero. I might be spitting fables now. Okay, who knows? Maybe I'm just making things up. Of course, I'm not. But I would let you know really how you can get this. Really, how does data science give me this superpower that I'm not able to travel in time? Because trust me, there's no organization that does not want someone that can tell the future. We get into it pretty soon. Just stay with me. Okay. Now, why go into data science? Aside all of the things I've talked about, aside all of the things I've mentioned, really, why go into data science? Because the fact that a job role actually offers all of those things, that means that that's what everyone is trying to do at the moment. So we have this person, we have that person, we have that other person, everyone trying to become a data scientist because data science offers all of these things I talked about. So why should you also go into it? Is the job would the job opportunities now become saturated, whereby you have more people in the industry than the number of jobs available? Wouldn't that be the case? No. And I'm not the one saying this. The World Economic Forum, they are the ones that are saying this. They are the ones that release the report talking about the future of jobs. Taking a look at jobs that are only going to increase with time. Increase in what? Increase in terms of opportunities available. Data science has been referred to as the sexiest job of the century. And the World Economic Forum is actually backing that up. As a data scientist, you're not going to be scared. You're not going to wonder, is there going to be a time whereby I'm no longer relevant in the industry, whereby so the organization just wakes up one day and say, today, guys, we are now using a new system. We are using artificial intelligence now, and we no longer need you. So, shoot, yeah, you can. This is the door. So that's the door. All right, and then they're bringing a machine to do your job for you. Would that ever be the case? Would that be the case for data science? No. I'm not the one saying this. The World Economic Forum is saying this. And one other thing we need to know about this new AI craze is that AI is not coming to replace jobs, but rather those that can use AI will replace those that can't. I'll get back to that later on. All right, I would explain why I said that. All right, don't worry, we get back to that. Okay, but the World Economic Forum, they've seen, data analysts and scientists. Okay, so you can see this is so once you are going to be sent the slides. Okay, as long as you fill in the form and that you stay to the end of the session, you are going to get access to the slides, the materials, and all of that. And when you do, you can just go ahead to click on this link and read the report. All right, and you get to see that data science is one of those roles that the opportunities are only going to increase with time. It's a whole lot at the moment. The market is not saturated. If you are a data scientist, all you need to do is to ensure you do the right things and you will get a job. Quote me anywhere. Again, I'm not the one saying this. The World Economic Forum is. Okay? The World Economic Forum is. But again, again, I should say all of these things you're saying, are you not just, you're just trying to get me to want to be a data scientist? It's not, you would say this after all. It's not like it's not like you're going to tell me the opposite. You would say this. So why should I really believe you? Why? Why should I? Don't take my word for it, but rather listen to the over 2,000 plus individuals that have been able to help transition from the classroom into their first job in tech. What does that mean? It means that they did not have any prior knowledge. That's what it means to transition from the classroom, okay? You did not have any prior knowledge. You didn't know how to use Python. You didn't know how to see the future. Don't forget, data science gives you the ability to see the future, to travel in time. We get into that. Don't worry, okay? We get into that. But yeah, all right. You're wondering, why should I really go ahead? Why should I really become a scientist? All right. And like I said, don't listen to me. Don't take my word for it. But listen to the over 2,000 plus individuals that have been in your position previously. People that have thought, oh, should I really make the change? Oh, is it easy to transition? Oh, if I actually get the skills, will I get the job? If I go ahead and train to become a data scientist, would I be a data scientist? Because it's one thing for you to have the skills of a data scientist, and it's another thing for you to actually serve in the role of a data scientist within an organization. It's not the same. Trust me, it's not. We've helped numerous individuals taking a look at matters. All right. So we've helped INI. All right, so this is INI. This is a testimonial that was sent to us from INI. So this is INI. All right. So INI attended he registered for the data science program, and while he was still on the program, okay. So while he was still in the data science program, and I think after I completed, just a couple of weeks after I completed, he got a role as the CEO of Growth Stack. This is not stories. I'm going to tell you guys a story later on. Okay, so don't worry. I'm going to tell you a story later on. But this right here, this is not the story. From the classroom, all right, he got a job as a CEO of Growth Stack. Of course, when he applied for the job, he did not really apply to be a CEO, okay? But the way he performed during the interview, the experience he gathered, he had, the data science skills that he was able to showcase made the board actually reconsider his role. And you can listen to INI. All right, so once you get access to the slide, you can just click on this. Listen to INI talk about, I was able to transition. I was able to get not just the data science skills, but he was able to transition into becoming a data scientist. It's not just INI. We also have Shade. Shade got a job as a data scientist in the UK. We have Nathaniel. Nathaniel got a job as a data scientist in Spain. We have Kainde. Kainde got a job as a specialist data analyst with R&D in Southampton. We have numerous testimonials. Like I mentioned, over 2,000 plus individuals. 2,000. Listen to them, not me. All right. So once you get access to the slide, please feel free, click on this link, listen to what these guys have, how they were able to make this transition and how you yourself can also become, a success story. All right, and we've also had, we have also had sessions with these participants. You can click on this, listen to them, come over to explain how they were able to make that switch. How Analytics was able to help them land a job. Again, don't take my word for it. Listen to these guys, because these guys, they're not analytics staff now. So you're not going to say, oh, it's because you're from 10 analytics and so that's why you're saying this. I'm not the one saying it. These guys are. All right, it's possible. You can actually make that switch. To become a data scientist, what does it entail? What is data science all about? We already know one thing, that being a data scientist will give you the ability to see the future. It's something that we've established that. I would explain more on that later on. Just stay with me, okay? But that's one of the things. You can see the future as a data scientist. Okay, but what other things is needed? All right, what do you need to know to actually be a data scientist, a full stack data scientist? What do you need to know? The first thing is that you need to learn statistics. Statistics. Now, don't fret. It's not the statistics that it's not like you're going to need to learn the statistics that you learn in college. So you have the Department of Statistics and that you spend 4 years learning statistics. No, it's not all of that, okay? It's not it's not the statistics you learned in high school that probably, we are having a hard time understanding. It's just the simple things, or the mean, the median, the mode, how you can actually apply this in businesses. So you're not learning those things for learning's sake. Oh, so I'm just learning because, I have to write an exam and I have to pass my exam. You're learning those things to see how you can apply them in business, in an organization, to move a company forward. Forward ever, backward never. All right. That's what statistics will help you to do as a data scientist. You also need to know how to use Excel and Tableau for your descriptive, diagnostic, and predictive analytics. Remember I said that as a data scientist, you can see the future. I'm sure we remember that. Do we remember? Because I'm pretty sure we remember, because that's what I've been saying. I've been saying that over and over and over again, that if you don't remember anything from this session, you go to bed, you're probably going to have a dream and see that a data scientist could tell the future. All right. So I'm sure we remember. Do we remember? Let me not assume. All right. Do you remember that I mentioned that as a data scientist, you can see the future? So place a yes in the chat box if you do, and a no if you don't. Let's see. Okay, remember I mentioned that we're going to be communicating. And what's communication all about? I speak, you speak, we all speak. It's not, oh, one person just speaking. So we are going to be communicating, all right? So Olusola says yes. Olusola remembers. John remembers as well. Moses remembers as well, all right? Okay, so Moses remembers as well. So I think it's just Olushola, John, Moses, and so Iyama says that is predictive analytics. So I think Iyama also remembers. So I'm going to take note of Olushola, John, Moses, and Iyama. So I'm going to take notes of the 4 of you. At the end of the session, all right, please just let me know. Okay, just at the end of the session, just call my attention. I have a special surprise for you. All right, that's for the 4 of you that just responded. Okay, so I have a special surprise for you at the end of the session. Just remind me. Okay, so just at the end of the session, just say, oh, you mentioned that you had this. Okay, so it's something I'll do for you. Okay, so now that we remember, what is the side of being able to see the future? That is predictive analytics, just like Iyama mentioned. As a data scientist, you will be able to predict what would happen in an organization for in coming years. Of course, you have to use historical data. So you take a look at historical data, understand the trends, how things have been moving with time. And with that, you'll be able to determine, oh, this is what is going to happen in the coming years. And if it's something positive, the organization tries to find a way to ensure that it happens. If it's something negative, the organization tries to find a way to ensure that they tilt away from that from that scenario. So they now have like an alternate timeline. So this is the future you saw, then the company begins to begin to move to the other to the future. So if you watch movies, you probably understand what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. But yeah, so as a data scientist, you can see the future and you'll be needing tools like your Excel and your Tableau and also your Python. So of course, you're going to need to, work with Python to learn how to do things like that, to learn how you can actually become a superhero. So you're going to learn, you need to learn how to use Excel and Tableau to be able to know what happened in an organization, why it happened, and what will happen. You also need SQL or SQL or structured query language, whatever works your boat, okay? So you need SQL. With SQL, you'll be able to communicate with databases because as a data scientist, you are going to be working with data and many organizations keep their data in databases, in relational databases. So you need to understand SQL so you can go ahead to relate with the relational databases. So you can go ahead to communicate with these databases, SQL. And of course, you need your Python. Python is the bread and butter of a data scientist. You cannot say you are a data scientist if you don't know Python. We learned a little bit about Python today. We learned a little bit about Python for data visualization. We had fun. That's just the tip. There's a whole lot involved. Python. And of course, your GitHub. All right. So you also get to learn about GitHub, how you can, store things in your repository, version control, and all of that. Your machine learning. As a data scientist, well, being a data scientist is pretty cool, trust me. You not only have the ability to see the future, you also have the ability to teach computers what to do. It really is the sexiest job of the century. Okay, machine learning is all about you being able to tell a system, oh, I want you to raise your hand, and the system raises, their hand. All right, that's what machine learning is all about. For a machine to be able to learn. So, you show a practical example is, so let's say you show the system the picture of a leg, or the picture or the picture of a hand. Now you show that machine just one hand. Oh, so this is a hand. All right, then the machine, recognizes that. Then the machine would learn. So even when the machine sees a different hand, oh, this is the hand, this is Aisha's hand. If the machine was to go ahead and see, let's say Adeyinka's hand, or what would the machine went ahead to see Ahmed's hand, the machine would also be able to tell that, oh, this is a hand. So by the machine seeing something, they're able to learn, and they can now recognize whatever, they can now recognize other things that are actually the same thing without you having to show them those other things. Machine learning. Being a data scientist, you can ensure a machine, you can teach a machine. You also have computer vision. Oh crap. This is only getting more better and better and better and better. You can tell the future, you can teach a system. All right. Now you can grant eyes to a computer. Even from the words, it says computer vision. Computer vision means that computer see, like the computer can see. That is what a data scientist can ensure a system sees, like, oh, this is what I'm doing. Look at me. Computer vision is used in our day-to-day work. A more advanced kind of computer vision is what you use in your autopilot. So cars, self-driving cars. Self-driving cars use computer vision for the system to be able to recognize things. Also, I'm raising my hand. The system knows I'm raising my hand. I strike a pose. The system knows I strike a pose. Okay, the computer to be able to see. They are seeing. Still about data scientists. I'm not talking about a different career path now. All of those things I've mentioned so far, it's all about being a data scientist. And once you can do this, statistics, you can tell the future, SQL, you have Python, you can teach machines, you can make machines see. You will become a master data scientist. And of course, additional services. You're going to be learning, you need to also learn, to put you above others, you need to know about Microsoft Fabrics. So Microsoft Fabrics is relatively new, all right? It was released a couple of years ago. by Microsoft, of course, because even from the name, Microsoft Fabrics, Microsoft. Okay, yeah. So it's a place where it's a place where data let me say people that work with data in an organization get to collaborate, interact. That's talking about the data analysts, the data scientists, the data engineers, all of the data, all of the data people. Microsoft Fabrics is that place where they can collaborate, share ideas, share data. It's fantastic. Many organizations are trying to incorporate that into their system now. And that's something that you should also know because it's a new thing and that will put you above others. And you also want to know how to use ChatGPT for what? Analytics. Remember my earlier phrase about the fact that maybe really not a phrase, maybe more of a sentence, okay? About the fact that AI is not coming to replace jobs, but rather those that can use AI. If you're a data scientist that can use AI, you're going to be replacing data scientists that cannot use AI. That's just the truth. Okay? So it's not like, oh, AI is going to come and replace data science. No. But if you can use AI, you replace those that can't use AI. And that's the reason you also need to know how to use ChatGPT, an AI tool, to help you in your role as a data scientist. And of course, your GitHub Copilot, becoming a master data scientist. All of those things I've mentioned can be summarized into, you having to, learn your statistics, your forecasting and predictive analytics, talking about in the future, your Tableau for data analytics, your SQL, your Python programming, exploratory data analysis, machine learning, computer vision. All of those things are areas that you would be learning when you go ahead to register for the data science program here at Analytics. You are going to learn all of the things that are required and that are necessary for you not just to be a data scientist, for you not just to become a full stack data scientist, but rather for you to become a master full stack data scientist. That's a lot, I know. Okay, but yeah. All right, so you get to learn how you can work with Tableau. You get to learn how you can work with your SQL. You get to learn how you can work with Python, how you can work with, machine learning, your Microsoft Fabrics, and of course, very, very important, your ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot for coding. Get to learn how you can ensure that, how you can use, leverage AI in your role as a data scientist to ensure that you fall under the band of a data scientist that can use AI, that will end up replacing those that can't use AI. Because we're in the world of AI, we're in the world of artificial intelligence, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. WhatsApp has been available for the past close to 10 years now, or even more. I really can't remember the start date now for when WhatsApp was launched, but not until this year, I think first quarter, where we saw that there's now that Meta AI was released on WhatsApp. So now even WhatsApp is using AI. Why? Because WhatsApp knew that if it does not use AI, that there's going to be another platform out there that will be able to use AI that will now come over to replace WhatsApp. Okay, so even WhatsApp is keeping up with the trends, ensuring that it stays relevant with the times. You need to ensure that you do so as well. ChatGPT for analytics. And of course, you say the average salary of a data scientist. Now, average means that, of course, you can earn, higher than that. And there's also some data scientists that earn slightly below that. Okay, so that's, of course, I don't need to explain what average means. All right. But in the UK, you can get to earn an average, remember, average salary of £50,000. In the Canada, 94,000 Canadian dollars. And in the US, 6 figures. All right, $121,000. The average salary. Again, there are people that earn more than this, depending on also, are you a junior data scientist, the senior data scientist, the data science lead, the data science, everyone that the data scientist that everyone comes to meet, the go-to data scientist, the data scientist that's, that brought up the company, that if you leave the company, the entire company will fall, all of those things. So they will affect your pay. Okay. But this is the average salary. These are the average salary. So you can get it's something that, of course, I know that we are looking to achieve. It's something that, data science, we've been able to establish previously that data science is a fantastic role, and it's something that we should all endeavor to get into. Why? Data science is the sexiest job of the century. And of course, the superhero powers that, you'll be granted. Who doesn't want to be a superhero? I know I do, and I'm sure you do too. Okay. All right. Now, really, because there some persons reach out to me. Okay, so I get a lot of texts, I get a lot of messages. Oh, so I receive mails. Oh, ISIS, please, can you help me with this? Oh, ISIS, I saw that I noticed that you always say that, oh, data science is the new thing in town. Not really the new thing, but it's the sexiest thing in town. That get into data science, this, that, everything. Okay. I get a lot of texts, I get a lot of emails, I get people, saying, oh, ISIS, oh, nice to meet you. Okay, I'm a huge fan. Okay, so please, I see that you're always speaking about data science. Okay, so really, how can I get a job in data science? I think what you're saying is wrong. Data science is not, there's opportunities in data science. It's not so large. All right, why? And I'm like, why? Why did you say that? What do you mean by opportunities in data science is not large? They tell me things like, oh, because I went online, I went on LinkedIn, and I went to search for data science, jobs, data science opportunities, data scientist roles. I went on Indeed, I went on read.co.uk, all of those sites. And I only saw like 3, 4, 5 roles. So why did you say it's really still, people that there are so many opportunities in data science when that's not the case? And I tell them that it's because you're not searching right. As a data scientist, you are not only going to be able to work as a data scientist, you can work as a data analyst, you can work as a sales analyst, you can work as a fraud analyst, you can work as a pricing analyst, a market research analyst, logistic analyst, a machine learning engineer, so much more. So when you are going ahead to really check, oh, are there roles available for data scientists? You are not just searching for data scientists, because different companies use different names to refer to the same roles. What you're looking out for is the job description. Can I do what is being asked of me to do? Which, of course, if you went through the full stack data science, you would be able to do. Okay. Now, after learning about the you've learned the skills, you are positioning yourself for success, you want to get that role. There's something that's needed, something that many organizations request for nowadays is, do you have experience? Or you need to have 10 years experience, you need to have 20 years experience to apply for this job. I think there was even the job role I saw some time ago, and they said you need 70 years experience to apply for the role. And I was wondering, 70 years experience, a 70-year-old person, would they be able to apply for the job? Of course, I'm kidding. I'm just pulling your legs, okay? So, no, not seven. I don't think I've ever seen 70 years experience, okay? But you get what I mean. Now, that is the reason why after going through the program at Analytics, you are sure of having a 1-month internship, a well-immersive internship that you are going to be gaining experience. Now, the way the classes go is that for each and every one of the classes, you'll be getting an experience. And then when you've garnered experience from each and every one of the classes that you went through to become a data scientist, you would also have a 1-month internship period where you get to intern with us and also gain some more experience. For each and every one of the classes, you are going to be a data scientist. Oh, so this is class 1. I'm a data scientist. You'll be working on real life problems that have been brought about by that have been placed in a case study. These problems were worked on by the facilitators. Of course, our facilitators are people that have worked in the Fortune 500 companies. And so they have a lot, and I mean a lot of experience. Okay, so these problems that they've worked on, these problems that they've worked on, that's, oh, there's this problem in this industry that, when I was working for this company, there was this problem they had. They bring these problems into class in the form of a case study. Of course, some things would change, like the name of the organization, things like some rows in the data, some columns in the data, even due to data privacy issues. All right, so some things would change. but you are going to be working on that case study. So you are going to be a data scientist in class working on the case study and learning in so doing. So you're not just going to be learning about Python. You are going to be learning how to apply Python in a business, how to use Python to solve business problems. You could go ahead and learn Python anywhere else. That's not what you're interested in. You're not learning Python because, oh, I love Python. No, I don't think that's the reason why you're doing that. If you want to learn Python, it's because you're looking to get a job with that. And that is the reason why learning the actual application of Python is what you want. So you get to do all of those things in each and every class. And then subsequently, you now be taken into an internship for you to get more experience. So you are not coming from a place of, oh, I just learned data science. Or so maybe you place on your CV, learned data science, or you're called for an interview and then you tell the recruiter, oh, I just learned data science. No one wants to hear that. Would you employ someone that is just learning? Okay, so you don't say that. You're going to be coming from a place of experience because you actually do have the experience. So you're not claiming you have experience you don't have. You have the experience due to the way you would be learning. All right. And as all of this experience, where would it be placed? As a data scientist, it's a crime for you not to have a repository. If as a recruiter, I go ahead and I ask you a question and I say, oh, please, can I see some of the projects you've worked on? And then you tell me something like, oh, yeah, please, the projects, just a minute, also they're in my PC. Can I, send them to you via your mail? That's a crime. All right, that's a crime. You should be arrested. Okay. Every data scientist should have a repository, a portfolio, somewhere that all of the projects you've worked on, it's there. So anytime it's called on, anytime it's needed, you have something to present. All you need to do is to present the link. And with the link, everything you worked on can be seen, can be viewed, and can be appreciated. We show all of our participants, we show all of our students how they can actually go ahead to create a fantastic repository. And once you get access to the slide, this is one of the links. Okay, so this is one of the repositories of one of our students. So you can just go ahead and click on this and see what it looks like. You will be shown how you can build a portfolio because it's very, very important. But you're wondering, yeah, I just have understand. I've heard everything you have to say. You mentioned the fact that data science is going to be superpowers because I want superpowers as well, right? So data science is going to be superpowers, and that's something that's amazing. That's something I want. Okay, you mentioned the fact that data science, that there are so many opportunities in the data science space. Okay, and so if I do become a data scientist tomorrow, I'm sure of getting a job if I do things right, of course. You've talked about the fact that there are people that have done it before, and that there are people that are going to be doing it again. And that you, of course, you can be one of them. You've talked about that. You've talked about the fact that data scientist is the sexiest job of the century. You've talked about the fact that I can get a job. But what would make me get a job and not the other person? Oh, sir, my friend said he wanted to be a data scientist 5 years ago. In the year 2019, my friends came over and told me, oh, have you heard about data science? Is the new thing in town? All right, is the new thing in town. I'm currently learning Python. Okay, I'm currently learning Python, and then I'm going to, get a job in data science. And you're like, oh, wow, bravo. Okay, you get a round of applause. You're like, bravo, that's great. That's fantastic. It's 2024. Still no job for that person. At least a job in tech. So maybe the person is working somewhere, but not in tech, not as a data scientist. So your friend claimed to have learned the skills of, data science. So, oh, I can use Python. The friend can use Python, but your friend was not able to get a job. What would make you different from your friend? What would make you not end up as your friend? I will tell you. But first of all, I would like to tell you a story. Do we want to hear about the story? I want to tell you guys a story. Do you want to hear about the story? So story. Story. No, so stories. Excuse me. All right, so story. Do you want to get a story? So I have a story for you guys. I have a story for you guys. Do you want to, if you want to, get the story, just go ahead, type in story on the chat box. Okay. So send story to the chat box if you want to listen to this story. So I have a story for you, an exciting story. Okay, so I can see story from Damien. I can see story from Chineye. What about the rest of us? Do we want to hear the story? So Jackie says story. Okay, story. Okay, so story. Okay, story. Once upon a time. Once. Okay, so once upon a time. Okay, so it seems iPhone is having fun. Okay, so once upon a time. Okay, so story. Once upon a time. There was a man. Okay, there was a man called Kunle. So I don't think I have a Kunle on the call now. Okay, so no, there's no Kunle. So I can go ahead and use Kunle. Okay, so there was a man called Kunle. Now, Kunle was a fantastic individual. Kunle had dreams. Kunle saw himself in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, and he saw himself at that spot, that particular point that he would like to be. Making cool money, working remotely, having good work-life balance, being a superhero, having good working and enjoying your work. Now, when you're working, you have the headset, you have the glasses, you have the watch on. All right, you just flexing. Kunle wanted to work remotely. Kunle wanted a kind of job that he just so when he it's a Monday morning, and then he just gets up from his bed. He doesn't need to start rushing to to take the car, but to drive to work. He just takes a sip of coffee, do a little pull, some exercise, just a little jog, and then goes to his workspace and starts working. That was the life Kunle envisioned for himself. And then Kunle heard, so this occurred in the year 2018. All right, this was the year 2018. So Kunle went ahead and started searching for a role that would provide all of those things he needed. And Kunle heard about data science. Kunle was excited. Wow, data science. Oh, what I'm going to do? Okay, I'm going to learn Python. So once I learn Python, I would learn. Once I learn Python, I would learn how to use Excel. Then I would learn how to use Tableau. Then as soon as I'm done, I'll get a job as a data scientist. I'll work for 2 years. Then I will start carrying out using job hopping, moving from one job to another, thereby doubling and tripling my pay. So at the end of 4 years, at the end of 5 years, I'm going to be a superstar. Kunle had everything planned out. So Kunle went ahead to start searching for videos. So Kunle was just, searching for videos at random places for Python. Oh, Kunle learned how to use Python. Kunle learned how to use all of the tools that are needed for a data scientist. At least he actually did believe he knew all of the tools. That's what he believed. I could say otherwise, but that's what Kunle believed, and we are going to give him that. Kunle learned the skills in the year 2018. Kunle does not still have a job. Kunle was surprised. I thought they said data science is the new thing in town, that it's very easy for you to get the job as a data scientist. I thought that they mentioned that once you just learn Python, organizations are going to be, searching for you. They're going to be dragging you. They're going to be begging you. So please, Kunle, work for us. Please, Kunle, work for us. Kunle thought that was the case. That's what Kunle heard. Till now, Kunle does not have a job as a data scientist. Why? Because Kunle was lacking the other 50%. What is the other 50%? For you to get a job, you don't just need the technical skills. It's a whole lot more than that. You need what we at 10 Analytics, we've been able to structure into the 3-layered approach: the level 1, the level 2, and the level 3. You need the technical skills and the employability skills. C plus E will give you JO. Technical skills plus employability skills would get you the job, not just technical skills. For you to actually get a job, you need the first 50% and also the second 50%. It's one thing for you to be able to do something. It's another thing for a recruiter to know that you can do something. It's one thing for you to know how to bake a cake. It's another thing for me to know that you can bake a cake, because at the moment I'm searching for someone that can bake a cake for me. All right, so I want something exquisite, something special, something that when you taste, it blows your mind. Okay, so if you can bake a cake, kindly send me send me your portfolio or something. I should say the different cakes you've been baking. Okay. Yeah. So it's one thing for you to actually know the skills. It's one thing for you to actually be able to do something. It's another thing for the recruiter to know you can do that. That is why employability skills are needed. Of course, you need the technical skills because you need the skills to do the job. You cannot say you're a data scientist when you don't know how to work with Python. You cannot say you are a data scientist when you can't see the future. You can't say you're a data scientist when you can't teach systems. You can't say you're a data scientist when you can't make computers see. You need those things to get the job done. But do you really want to get a job? If that's the case, you need this as well. For you to be able to portray yourself as the fantastic data scientist, the data scientist for the role, for you to be able to show a recruiter that, oh, look, you have a job opened up. I am the one for this role. For you to be able to tell a recruiter that, oh, you need someone that can use Python. I can use Python. Oh, you need someone that can tell the future. I can tell the future. You need to be able to bridge that gap, carry out that communication using this. The level 1, the level 2, and finally the level 3. The level 1 is the first thing we have in the level 1. All right, overreact analytics, because as long as you're a participant with us, you are going to be getting these 3 levels. Because what we are interested in is not to teach you how to use Python. Now, that is not our goal. Our goal here at Analytics is to ensure that we take as many of the Black community as possible into the tech space. Because we took a look at the tech space, we noticed that, oh, so when you take a look at the tech roles, you see other races, you see the Asians, you see the Indians. You don't see many Black persons. All right, you don't see people, or you don't see Africans, you don't see people of the Black community. And we were looking to change that. We are looking to get more Black persons into the tech, and that's our goal. And so it's not about you getting the skills. We're not interested in that. We're interested in you getting the skills, of course, and also you land the job. That is what we define as success. And so you'll be getting level 1, level 2, level 3, in addition to what? The technical skills. The first thing we have in level 1 is your CV review session. For you to actually be able to communicate that you can get the work done, you need a fantastic CV. You could be the best Python programmer in the entire, like, you are the best in this day and age. You are the Albert Einstein of Python. If you don't have a good CV, how would I know you are the Albert Einstein of Python? How would I know that you can use Python if I don't even get to see your CV? Because nowadays, many people go ahead to apply for jobs, and it gets taken down by the ATS. It doesn't even pass that stage. The ATS is the applicant tracking system. All right, so you apply for a job. Many organizations use that now. So your CV passes through the system. The system takes a look at your CV and then decides if you are the right pick for the job or not. If it thinks you have qualities the job needs, it then sends your CV to the recruiter. So a lot of CVs are they're not even, you don't even, the recruiter does not even know if you exist. And it's the harsh truth, but that is just the case. All right. So I'm not going to start, giving you fairy tales. Many recruiters don't even know if you ever applied for a job. Okay. Many recruiters don't even know because of that, because the system takes off your CV. So you will be learning how you can properly craft fantastic ATS passing CVs. Not just that the CV will pass the ATS system, but when the CV eventually gets to the recruiter knows that you are the one for the job. All right. It would also so for you to also be able to craft CVs that would show you how, so the CV review session, they would show you how you can go ahead to transform your current experience. So whatever experience you have at the moment. I just say I don't have experience as a data scientist, or I currently work as a banker, or I'm a lawyer at the moment, or I have experience as an engineer. I don't have experience in data science. Won't that affect my chances of me getting the job? That's what the CV review session is all about. No experience is useless. Would show you how you can convert that into valuable data science experience. We have the LinkedIn optimization session. The LinkedIn optimization session would show you how you can properly craft your profile, how you can properly craft your LinkedIn profile. Because many recruiters are on LinkedIn. They go on LinkedIn, they look for people that are suitable for a particular job role. And if your LinkedIn profile is not well optimized, you are not being called to send in your CV. I did not mince my words. You are not going to be called to send in your CV. That is, you did not even know a job role was opened, but someone will reach out to you to tell you to send your CV to this organization because they feel you have the right skills for the job. It's only possible if you have a fantastic LinkedIn profile. If you're interested in Upwork, if you're interested in freelancing, you want to detect your work hours, you want to decide when, also I want to work 5 to 6, or you want to be the boss of yourself. Freelancing is for you. You get to learn how you can actually succeed on Upwork, because Upwork has some technicalities. It has the Connect, that's the currency system. You have to send in proposals. You have boosted proposals. How can you ensure that your proposals are viewed? Upwork. And if you're new to the job market, if you just migrated, so you're new to a country, so you just migrated to Canada, you just migrated to the UK, to Poland, to Austria, you just migrated to Australia, okay? You're new to that job market. You don't understand how to navigate the job market. You don't know the job boards to actually go ahead to apply for jobs in. You don't know, oh, should I apply for jobs in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening? You don't know. That is what navigating the job market is all about. You are going to speak with professionals that will take you through how you can actually do the right things to ensure you navigate, to ensure you get the job, to ensure you apply for the right jobs. They will show you things that they did that made them succeed, so you get that done, and things that they did that was wrong, so you do not do that. Now, 1, 2, 3, and 4 would ensure that you get your feet on the door. 1, 2, 3, and 4 would ensure that you are noticeable by the organization. 1, 2, 3, and 4 would ensure that you are called for an interview. You've been called for an interview. You don't want to flop. This is why many persons get it wrong. After being able to get your feet in the door, we don't just stop there. We ensure that you do get the job. And so you are able to apply, you are able to go ahead to book an interview prep session where you speak one-on-one with a professional, and the professional will guide you through what you should expect from the job, questions that you would be asked, the ways you should answer the question, how you should go about talking about your experience, how you should go about negotiating salary if the question comes up, to ensure that you do eventually get the job. Now, you've impressed the recruiters during the interview. They are excited. They want you to work for them. They want to also get a reference letter. Because many people nowadays, during the interview stage, they mention things like, oh, so in my last organization, I increased revenue by 2,000% just 5 days after joining the company. 5 days. So when previously they were just earning, they were just earning this amount, and then 5 days after joining the company, I increased the revenue by 10 million%, by 5,000%, and the organization is happy. They're like, wow, so you're able to do this for these people, you're able to do this for this company. I want you to do the same for me. But they would want to know, is that true? Are you really who you say you are? And the request for a reference letter from your previous employer. And as long as you're a participant with analytics or an alumni with analytics, you are sure of getting a fantastic reference letter from us whenever the need arises. That's all for level 1. You are applying for jobs. You apply for your first job, your second job, your third job, your fourth job, and you keep getting things like, oh, so you get things like, unfortunately, thank you for applying. We were glad to speak with you. Those kind of emails that begin with those sentences. And when you just read the first line, you don't even need to open it. You already know it's a rejection. Okay? So you get things like that. And sometimes you feel down. You feel, oh, should I just give up? Should I no longer, maybe I should just go to move to another career path. You need someone to pat you on the back to let you know that even the best of us still receive rejections, that you can do this. That is what the weekly mentorship session is all about. You are going to be mentored weekly by professionals that will tell you that, oh, this happens. They will take a look at what are you doing? What are you not doing right to ensure that you do eventually get the job? They will tell you things about, current trends in the industry. Oh, these are new things. These are new things that just came up in the industry. This is something that I think you can do that will improve your chances of you getting that job. Be mentored weekly. You also get on the job support. You've gotten the job. All of these things are meant to get you the job. You've gotten the job. You were sent a tax. The tax you've been given, you don't really understand what to do. You need guidance. You can reach out to us and we provide this guidance to you to let you know, oh, so this is what you're given. Okay, all you need to do, just do this, click on that, click on this, do this. And then we provide guidance to you. So you go back to work, you get the job done, and you blow their heads off. Figuratively, of course, not literally. Okay, so please don't go blowing anyone's head off. Okay, and one thing that we are promising to you is one job interview after completing the training program with us. That's a promise to you. As long as you do what we want you to do, as long as you follow instructions, we are guaranteeing you one job interview after completing the training program with us. Okay? Now, you want to register for the program, but you're thinking, what is the learning like? What is the platform like? As soon as you register for the program, you are going to be added to the classroom. So this is what the classroom looks like, the full stack data science program. Now, I'm going to scroll all the way down. And firstly, you see you have onboarding materials. That's you get to have your welcome kit. You get to have, the different installation videos. How you can install the tools that you would be using in in the program. How you can install Excel, how you can install, Anaconda, your PostgreSQL, all of those things. You have your onboarding session that would onboard you into the class, show you what you how the program would go, tell you what you are to expect. And then over here, you see you have your Excel watch me do it videos. All right, so you get to have watch me do it videos on Sundays. So on Saturdays, you have live classes where you are speaking with a facilitator one-on-one, just like what we are doing at the moment, where you get to work on real life case studies, just like I mentioned earlier. All right, so you get to do that on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, you get bit-sized watch me do it videos, bit-sized watch me do it videos. These watch me do it videos would introduce concepts that you're going to be learning in the other class, in the subsequent class. So it's a blended learning approach. It doesn't matter if you're a fast learner or if you're a slow learner, the program is for you. All right. And then you see your first class. So you see you have data cleaning in Excel. You have the class materials. So you can click on class materials. And then if you click on this now, so you're going to see what the case study looks like. Okay, so this is what the case study looks like. So you get to take a look at why should you actually carry out data cleaning. Okay, the real life consequence of data cleaning, and then also how So this will get loaded up. Okay, so you see the case study, Vector Inc. So you work for an organization called Vector Incorporated, and then you get to act as a junior data professional. Remember, I talked about that each and every one of the classes, you would be serving as a data scientist. And then you get to see the objective, what you are going to be doing, how you are going to solve the problem of Vector Incorporated by using Excel, by using data cleaning in Excel. Now, if you don't miss the class, also let's say you missed the class and that also you had an emergency, you were not able to attend class, you don't need to be bothered. Each and every session is recorded. And I mean each and every session. No one is left out. So you can come over here to the classroom and then you get to see the session recording, and then you can click on this and then you get to watch what happened in class. That way, even when you're not in class, you are also learning. You have the drop-in sessions. The drop-in sessions are sessions during the week where you get to meet your facilitator and you get to ask whatever question you had. So maybe you know there's a question you have from class, or there's this new thing you heard about. Please, there's this new thing I heard in Python. Is it true? You need guidance, you need support. You need someone to show you what to do. That is what the drop-in session is all about. So the drop-in session is all about you asking questions, communicating with the facilitator. I noticed this. I heard about this. Is it true? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do all of this? Okay. And then you have the mentorship session, just like I mentioned earlier, being mentored week by week. And for this, there was an interview simulation whereby you have, a dummy job post was sent out, and the people applied, and then you get to join a session, and they get to watch how an interview, what an interview is like live. The way questions are asked, the way questions are answered, you get to view all of these things live. So you have an experience and know what to expect beforehand. And you have your other classes. You have your CV review session, your mentorship session, your LinkedIn session, your statistics class. You have all of these. You have your Upwork optimization session, and your Tableau, your SQL, all of these. And over here, you see your extra resources. You can go ahead to request for a reference. Remember, I talked about the fact that we do offer references. So over here you can click on these to get the reference details, and then you can also schedule for, you can also go ahead to request for an interview. So you have an interview and you want to request for an interview prep session. So you are guided on what to do. So you can just click on that and then you see the different links. So you can click on any one of these links to request for an interview. So you click on one of these links for just a moment. So I'll click on this now. All right, so I select one of the links. Okay, so apparently that is not available. So I'm going to try this other link and let's see. Okay, so over here, so I can go ahead to request for an interview prep. So I can select also Tuesday. So I have time. There's Tuesdays available, Thursdays available, Fridays available. I can select, let's say, Thursday, and then I can book the time, and then I go ahead to book for an interview prep. So I get to have that one-on-one session with the facilitator, with a professional that will take me through what I'm expecting in the interview, so you don't flop, so you do end up getting the job. So that is what the classroom looks like. That is what you're expecting. Okay. Now, our next course is going to begin July 6th. July 6th. That is when our next course is going to begin. So we are going to have, we have a course every month, and the next data science course will begin on the 6th of July. And to be a part of this course, to be a part of the program, to get access to all of these amazing things I've talked about, you would need to make a commitment of making a payment, of course. Okay, so the fee for the data science program, is $750 if you are in the US. If you're paying in dollars, if you're paying in naira, it's 900,000 naira. If you're paying in pounds, it's 625 pounds. If you're paying in euros, it's 730 euros. And if you're paying in Canadian dollars, it's $1,125 Canadian dollars. That is the fee. Okay, that's the fee. But at the moment, we are currently offering a discount. All right, we are offering a 20% discount to the first 20 persons to register. Only to the first 20 persons. If you are not able to key into the discounts, you would have to pay the full amount. This is discounted price. If you don't fall into the discount category, you'd have to pay the full amount. All right. Now, if you are able to benefit from the discount, all right, so you're one of the first 20 persons to register and you're paying in Naira, you get to pay the fee of 720,000 Naira. All right. And then if you're paying in dollars, you get to pay $600. If you're paying in pounds, you get to pay £500. If you're paying in euros, you get to pay 580 euros. And then 900 Canadian dollars if you're paying in CAD. All right. Now, you also have the opportunity to divide the payment into 2 installments. So let's say you want to make payments, but you currently do not have the full so let's say you qualify for the discount, you currently do not have the full discount amount to pay at a single stretch, and you would like to break that down into 2 installments. Don't worry, we have that option available for you. So you can make the first payment, all right, the first installment of 500,000 Naira if you are paying in Naira, or £250 if you're paying in pounds. That's the first installment. So you get to pay that before July 4th because registration closes on the 4th of July. All right, you pay that and then you're onboarded into the session. And then 1 month into the program, 1 month after the program starts, that will be at the end of July, you get to pay the second installment, which will be 220,000 Naira if, of course, you pay in Naira. All right, and which will be $200 if you paid in dollars. So $400 for your first installment and then $200 for your second installment. Again, the discounted amount is just for the first 20 persons. So how can you go ahead to make payments? How can you go out there to make payments? My colleagues are currently, they're currently sharing. So you see the payment details. You see the payment details on the chat box, and also the link. All right, that's the main stack link. Now, if you click on the main stack link, it's going to take you over to the enrollment center where you can make payments. Now, once you click on that link, it will bring you over to this point, and then the first thing you see is your chat with Analytics. So this is, let's say you're having some issues, you would like to speak with a professional, okay, with someone at from Analytics. Also, I tried to make payments, it's not working, or you have the question generally, okay, you can go ahead and click on chat with Analytics, and someone will be on ground to respond to you. We currently offer 8 programs here at Analytics. All right, that's data science, data analytics, down to Scrum Master, 8 different programs. And you can click on these to get access to all of the program vouchers to understand what each and every one of these programs are all about. Okay, so that's what you can do, by clicking on this link. And you also get to see the payments, the payment structure. You also get to see the price. All right, so you can also see the price from after you click on that link. Now, once you scroll down, if you're looking to make a direct transfer, let's say you want to make payments from your bank, you want to just make a direct transfer from your bank, you can scroll down and you get to see our account details. So if you're in Canada, all right, and you want to make a direct transfer, this is the Canadian account details. If you're in the UK and you're looking to make a direct transfer, this is the UK account details. Or if you're in Nigeria and you're looking to make a direct transfer, you also have the account details in here. Now, what about if you want to make payments with your card? So let's say you are currently in South Africa at the moment, or you're in Rwanda, or you're in Kenya, or you're in Poland, you are in you're in the Netherlands, okay? You are in Dubai at the moment, and you want to make payments, okay? And you want to make payments using your card, okay? So you cannot. So let's say you are not able to make a direct transfer, and you want to make payments using your card. You can scroll down to where you have card stroke online payments, and then you select the program you're looking to register for. In this case, let's say I want to register for the data science program. So I'll scroll down and search for full stack data science. Full stack data science. So I'll go ahead and select full stack data science, and then I'll be taken to a new page. So just will get loaded up now. All right. And then over here, I get to insert the amount I'm paying. So at the moment, I'm currently in Nigeria, and that's the reason why you see it's in Naira. If you're in Ghana, this would be in cedis. And if you're in the UK, this would be in pounds. If you're in the US, this would be in dollars. So the link would take note of your current location. So you don't need to bother about that. So let's say I want to make the first installment. Let's say I'm looking to make the first installment, which of course is 500,000. I can go ahead and then type in 500,000, or I can also make the full amount. That works as well. All right, so I can say 500,000, and then I go ahead and click on proceed to pay. All right, after clicking on proceed to pay, I'm taken to the checkout information where I get to insert my name. So I have my name. I can fill in my details, my email, and then my number. So I just type in some random numbers. So don't go calling these, okay? So this is not my number, okay? So yeah, so I type in some random numbers, and then I'll click on proceed. All right, so I click on proceed and I get this. So I insert my card details and I go ahead and click on pay. Now, as soon as I do that, I'm going to make payment, and then I'll receive a receipt. A receipt will be sent to you via your mail. Now, if you made a direct transfer, of course, you would also get the receipt. So that's your receipt. You want to bring it over to the platform, over to this enrollment center, and then you come over to where you have upload your receipt here. You click on upload your receipt here. It's going to open up a form. You go ahead and fill in the form, upload your receipt, and then you would get a confirmation email from us, followed by your welcome kit and all that is needed for you to get into the program. One other thing, let's say you really want to make payments. You really want to ensure you're part of the discount. You don't want to pay the full amount, but at the moment, you don't have the total first installment to pay. So let's say you don't have the full 500,000 to make payments, but you want to ensure you're part of the discount. You can do what we call, you can make a commitment. You can make a commitment. You can go ahead to pay, let's say you can pay 250,000 or you can pay 200,000 to ensure that you key into the discount, to ensure that you are part of the 20 persons that get to pay the discounted amount. Now, after making that commitment, you would now be given a discount slot. Of course, if those that have registered are not up to 20, if they are, you are going to get a mail from us telling you that, of course, you did not qualify for the discount. Okay, so don't worry. Just go ahead and just go ahead and make that commitment. Okay, very, very quickly. All right. So once you make that commitment, once you pay, let's say 250,000, you pay 200,000 to ensure you're part of the discount. You key into the discount before July 4th, before the start of the program. The program will begin July 6th. Registration ends July 4th. Before then, you want to ensure you now make you pay the balance. That's the balance first installment. So if you made a payment of 200,000, firstly, to key into the discount, before July 4th, you make the balance of 200,000. So your first payment is complete. Your first installment is complete. And then you get to have, receive the onboarding details. And then 1 month into the program, of course, you can make the second payment. All right, so that's something you can also do to ensure that you do key into the discounts. Again, discounts is for the first 20 people to register, so you want to ensure that you are on board. As a data scientist, you are going to be working on numerous projects. So like I mentioned, it's experiential learning. You're going to work on different projects, gaining experience while learning. You get to see, so once you have us to the slides, you can take a look at all of those projects. These are some of the works that some of the participants have been able to do. So this a bit on what computer vision looks like. Like I mentioned, computer vision is the system being able to see. All right, and this is, you can see the system is detecting ants. All right, so the palm, the system is able to detect the palm. The system is able to detect the pulse. So you're going to learn how you can build something like this, and lots more. Okay, so it always seems impossible until it is done. A popular phrase from us. So there are numerous testimonials that you can go through as soon as you get access to the slides. Any questions for me? So Anastasia is asking, so after payments and receiving materials, are there live classes and how often? Yes, there are live classes, okay? So you get to have live classes on Saturdays and then your Watch Me Do It videos on Sunday. So every Saturday, you are going to have live class. It's weekly, okay? And then on Sunday, you get the Watch Me Do It videos, which I mentioned are bit-sized videos that would introduce you to a concept that you will be working on in the next class. So you get to understand, oh, this is what I'm going to be working in the next class. And then in the next class, you are now going to work on case studies, being an actual data scientist, okay? Working on case studies, learning with a facilitator on ground. So you are having that communication with the facilitator. You are learning, experiential learning, of course. So Anastasia says the whole day. So no, it's not the whole day. All right. So it's going to all right. So no, it's not the whole day. So the classes are on Saturdays. So on Saturdays, you get to have classes 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Watts. All right. That's if you are in the UK, if you're in Africa, that's time zone. But we also have classes for those in the North American time zone. So you're in North America, you're in Asia, it's not really feasible for you to, because 11 a.m. West African time, that's 11 a.m. UK time, would be around, so let's say that would be around 5 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, okay? And so that might not be so feasible. So if you're in North America, there's a class for you. So on Saturdays, your classes would be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. What? All right, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK time, which would translate to 10 a.m., which translates to 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right, so I hope I answered your question, Anastasia. All right, so Europe time, that would be, Europe time is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So you're in Germany. Okay, so you're in Germany, great. So since you're in Germany, so that would be 11 a.m. So you can get to attend classes 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time. Okay, but if you would prefer the evening classes, so maybe you don't want the morning classes, so you want the evening classes, so you can also join in with the North American guys and attend classes from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time instead. Okay, so I hope you got that, Anastasia. All right, so if you have a question for me, please go ahead. You can use the raise hand icon and I will call on you to ask your question, or you can just send your question to the chat box, just like Anastasia, and I will take your question. Okay, so I guess that's it. So no more questions. So I'm sure we all had a fantastic time. Okay, we got to learn about Excel. We got to learn about what those kind of superpowers being a data scientist would grant you, how you can succeed as a data scientist. And yes, on user, there are Sunday classes. Okay, there are Sunday classes, but the classes on Sundays, they are not live classes. Okay, so there are classes where you're going to get bit-sized videos. You're going to be introduced to the LMS platform, or that's a learning management platform, which don't worry about that. So you're going to be introduced to that, where you'd see all of the videos. All right, so all of they're going to be released weekly. So that's Sunday. You get to watch those videos that would introduce you to what you're going to be learning the next Saturday. Oh, so Olusha just reminded me. Okay, so my promise so I mentioned earlier that I have a promise for you guys. Okay, so my promise to you guys is I'm going to ensure that you get a discount slot. All right, I remember Olusha, I think I remember EMAS well. All right, so I'm going to ensure you get a discount slot. So Olusha, if you try to register and maybe you're told that so the discount is no longer available, you have to pay the full amount, you can just send me a mail. So send me a mail. I'm going to drop my email address. Send me a mail and I would ensure that that we do take notes of you. All right, so that's my mail. All right, so for Olushala, for I think EM as well, and then 2 others. All right, so you can send me a mail and I would personally ensure that you get the discounted amount. It's my promise to you. I'm promising you this, okay? And then for the rest of us, we need to make payments like right now to ensure that you are part of the first 20 persons to register. All right, so usually you work on Saturdays. So on Saturdays, there are classes on, I mentioned that there are 2 classes. So you have classes in the morning and classes in the evening. All right, so you have classes 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for those in Europe, or you can also attend the evening classes, which will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK time. So Chineye says, hello, Aishusa. So I'm not Adeza, I'm Aishusa, okay? So you see the name tag, okay? So Chineye says, I discovered that some of your competitors have incorporated AI learning into, have you yes, yes, Chineye. So I mentioned that earlier, okay? I've talked about the fact that AI is that in the current day and age, you want to ensure that that you are a data scientist that can use AI. And that's the reason why you're going to be learning about GitHub Copilot. So GitHub Copilot is, an AI tool that assists data scientists. You're going to be learning about Microsoft Fabrics. You're going to be learning about ChatGPT for analytics, how you can use AI to do many of the things that you would need to do as a data scientist. So you have an edge above others. All right. So yes, Chineye, that is something that we do have here at Analytics. And like I mentioned, I'm Aisha, okay? So just take note of that. So Adeza is not on the call at the moment. Okay. So yeah, that's it, guys. So thank you everyone for joining in. I don't finish work until 9 p.m. on Saturday. Okay, so okay, so use all of our classes, all of our classes are recorded. All right, so all of our classes are recorded. So if you're able to make do with that, although it would be nice if you're able to attend the live classes, okay? But all of the classes are recorded. You can send us a mail. You can send us a mail at inquiries@analytics.org. So I'm going to send that to the chat box, okay? Inquiries@analytics.org. All right, so user, you can send us a mail and we'll try to see how we can work with you to ensure that you do benefit even when so because since you are going to be working, so you mentioned you work till 9 p.m. Okay, so just send us a mail and we take up the discussion from there. All right. So thank you everyone for joining in, and I'm sure we all learned a lot. Thank you very much, Flora. All right. And please ensure you register very quickly. Okay, ensure you register. Very, very important that you register right now, because the discount is just for the first 20 persons. Okay, and something I've been saying nowadays, I would say that again, guys. TikTok says the clock. What you have to do, you have to do that very, very quick. Click on that link, register, key into the discounts, and I'll see you in class. Cheers, guys.